6 CAR T-cell therapy products 6. This time, after Lin Yang's words, everyone's expression began to ease. 15 days of relaxation period is enough for them to observe. If the umbrella company really produces a special medicine for cancer, only a fool would choose to resign. So, the employees said good things. Boss Lin, the company is so good to us, how could we resign when the company is in trouble? Yes, I came to our company after graduating from college, and I have feelings for the company. Boss Lin, don't worry, we believe in you. Everyone work harder. Now that the special medicine for cancer has been developed, everyone must produce it as soon as possible. That's right. Don't bother Boss Lin. Everyone will go to work. Under the guidance of several sensible employees, everyone dispersed. Seeing everyone disperse, Lin Yang's originally gentle expression showed a touch of coldness. Notice that Xia Qianxue next to him was looking at him. The cold look on Lin Yang's face was fleeting. Boss Lin has good means, Xia Qianxue praised. With just a few words, the employees who were asking for their wages were dismissed. It also inspired the employees. Xia Qianxue felt that this method was worth learning. Moreover, Lin Yang's flexibility just now made Xia Qianxue feel that Lin Yang was definitely not an ordinary person. As the saying goes, you must first stabilize the country before you can resist foreign aggression. Now the umbrella company is under the control of Lin Yang. As long as the cancer drug is fine, the umbrella company will surely be revived. Lin Yang did not respond to Xia Qianxue's words, but just ordered, "Time is very precious to me, so you will be very busy next." Xia Qianxue, the special assistant, was sent by the creditor after all. In order to avoid unnecessary interruptions, Lin Yang needs to let the creditor know what he is doing. So, Lin Yang ordered, "You can release the news to the outside world. Tell the outside world that our umbrella company has developed a blood system cancer drug. At the same time, invite some patients with blood system cancer to participate in our clinical trials. Release the news now to build momentum. When the outside world believes it, that will certainly bring motivation to the inside." Xia Qianxue nodded. "Okay, Mr. Lin." After Xia Qianxue left the office, Lin Yang lowered his head and continued to read the information. After being injected with the perfect T virus, Lin Yang's learning ability was greatly improved. At this time, he was understanding the principle of the system's blood system cancer special medicine. According to the system description, this blood system cancer special medicine is referred to as CAR T-cell therapy product. Its treatment principle is to use the body's own immune T-cells to strengthen production and then eliminate cancer cells in the body. Because each patient's T-cells are independent, so each special medicine needs to be produced in a separate batch. CAR-T is mainly expensive in the preparation process. Just the CAR-T special medicine for each person requires strict quality control and quality inspection during the preparation process. The whole process takes about a month. So in fact, this is a customized special medicine. Simply put, the specific process is, first, extract and separate the ordinary immune T cells from the cancer patient. Then, the whole cold chain is transported to the equipment, and then genetic engineering technology is used to transform the T cells. Then some materials are added to form CAR T cells. Then, the equipment and materials are used to amplify CAR T cells in large quantities. After the CAR T cells are made into special medicines, they are injected into the body of cancer patients. When the special medicine enters the body of cancer patients, when it encounters tumor cells or cancer cells in the patient's blood, a large number of CAR T cells will be activated. Finally, it exerts its efficacy and eliminates tumor cells. After analysis by the Queen, this special medicine, the material and production cost alone is about 300,000. Counting the so-called R&D costs, labor costs, and transportation costs, the average cost is about 500,000. If you add the profit, as well as the company's marketing, including various expenses, if you want to make a profit, you have to sell it for at least 1 million. One medicine, a profit of hundreds of thousands. And how many blood system cancer patients are there in the world? Lin Yang's mouth corners slightly raised. According to statistics, there are nearly 8 million leukemia patients in Xinjiang country alone, and the number continues to increase at a rate of 40,000 per year. However, it is not this point that makes Lin Yang's mouth curl up. But in the special medicine given by the system, there is a very important link. That is, cancer patients must have healthy immune T cells in their bodies, because special medicines are made from the immune T cells in the patient's body. If the patient is in the late stage of cancer, he is already terminally ill and there are no healthy immune T cells in his body, then it won't work. So, Lin Yang can promote it well. He wants to call on the masses to store healthy immune cells in advance. In this way, in the future, when unfortunately suffering from cancer, he will have a chance to live again. And what a coincidence! In the biological research area of Lin Yang's hive base, there is cloning technology. Red Queen said it before. She said that he could clone him. So, can he who controls human cells create some clones? I just don't know how much it costs to clone a person. It must be more expensive than the so-called cancer medicine, right? Lin Yang remembered that in Resident Evil, Umbrella Corporation did not have many clones at its peak. This is enough to prove that the cost of cloning is very expensive. So, what Lin Yang has to do now is to make money like blood system cancer. 1. Afternoon. In the hive base, Lin Yang is reading a paper. Title: Methods for Treating Blood System Cancer. Author: Lin Yang. This paper is of course not written by Lin Yang. This paper is a summary of Red Queen's analysis based on system technology. This afternoon, Lin Yang thought a lot. He believes that if he wants to make himself and Umbrella go global, in the early stage, Lin Yang's scientific research results must be recognized by the world's authoritative organizations. So, this paper, Lin Yang is going to publish it in international authoritative medical journals such as The Lancet, ICS, and World Medicine. He believes that after the publication of this paper, the influence it will cause will definitely shock the world. Similarly, it will also let the world know that there is such a person as himself. After all, he has successfully cracked blood system cancer. The theory of the paper, plus the special medicine that will be released soon. These two things will inevitably make him famous all over the world. And after he becomes famous, there will be some big people around him who come here for his reputation and are easy to handle in the world. At that time, Lin Yang will launch the theory of suggesting to store healthy immune cells and collect cells from the world's elites. Hee. Some things are very interesting just by thinking about them. So, in order to expand his influence as soon as possible, Lin Yang immediately returned to the office. And he called Xia Qianxue. Assistant Xia, please publish this paper of mine as soon as possible to the internationally authoritative medical fields such as The Lancet, ICS, and World Medicine. Xia Qianxue is very professional. Okay, Mr. Lin. Taking the paper, Xia Qianxue subconsciously glanced at it. You don't know until you see it, and you'll be shocked when you see it. The title is About the Method of Treating Blood System Cancer. Oh my God. Did Mr. Lin really develop a special medicine for blood system cancer? To be honest, Xia Qianxue doesn't believe that Lin Yang can develop a special medicine for blood system cancer. To be more rigorous, Xia Qianxue believes that sooner or later, someone will be able to overcome the cancer problem. But she didn't believe that the people of Xingqian could research such a thing. After all, cancer, a problem that has troubled mankind for many years, has always been studied by the top people in the medical field of various countries. Looking at the world, Xingqian country really hasn't made much progress in the field of medicine. Even if someone can overcome the problem of cancer in the future, it is likely that it will be the Western superpowers. But now, the people of Xingqian have overcome this problem? Is it true? Xia Qianxue is also half an insider. So, she couldn't help but look carefully. At first, Xia Qianxue's expression was a little confused and a little confused. Then, Xia Qianxue showed a look of surprise and wonder on her face. Then, as she looked down, Xia Qianxue's eyes began to show a strong look of disbelief. As a doctor of the Department of Chemistry and Biology at the University of Helfer, Xia Qianxue also writes several papers every year. That's why she felt shocked. Because the quality of Lin Yang's paper was so high that even she couldn't understand its theory and technology. Yes, she was a PhD in chemistry and biology at the University of Helvetia. She couldn't understand the content behind the paper at all. Maybe no one could understand it, and the theory could only be verified through experiments. But this just shows If it is really like the paper written by Lin Yang, then the cancer problem that has plagued mankind for thousands of years will be completely conquered. Therefore, after coming to her senses, Xia Qianxue looked at Lin Yang in great shock. At this time, Xia Qianxue looked at Lin Yang as if she was looking at an alien. Mr. Lin, have you really conquered cancer? Lin Yang adjusted his cuffs and said calmly. Specifically, it is the blood system cancer that has been conquered. Hiss. In an instant, Xia Qianxue, who got Lin Yang's affirmative answer, took a breath. Then, she nodded vigorously and said excitedly, Mr. Lin, I will help you publish it right away. There is no time to lose. Xia Qianxue must publish the paper in a foreign literary journal immediately, because she knows it well. When this paper is published in those authoritative medical fields, it will be international. It will be in the global medical field. What a huge wave it will set off. And at this moment, Xia Qianxue's mentality has changed quietly. Originally, she was a special assistant sent by the creditor to monitor Lin Yang. Her position is the creditor and serves the creditor. However, after reading Lin Yang's paper, Xia Qianxue thought that she might have to change her position. If Lin Yang's theory comes true and produces a special medicine to overcome cancer, then she might take the initiative to find ways to stay with Lin Yang. After all, it is definitely a great honor to be the assistant of a world-famous big shot. Not only is it an honor, but the future horizons and promotion channels are also much more than those of ordinary large companies. Compared with Xia Qianxue's excitement, Lin Yang is a little calmer. After all, whatever he does in the future can shock the world. 8. Helixi. He is actually from Xingqiang country? 2. Advertise here. 2 days later, the first batch of materials was delivered to the umbrella company. Lin Yang immediately held an experimental meeting. In this experiment, Lin Yang wanted to tell everyone in person. He really developed a special medicine for blood system cancer. Moreover, only with clear experimental records. This special medicine will be approved. Then it will be produced and listed for profit. This experiment has shocked the company's employees before it started. Similarly, it has also shocked the outside world. Because in the past 2 days, according to rumors, Umbrella Company has successfully developed a special medicine for blood system cancer. You know, cancer. How many people leave this world because of cancer every year? In front of cancer, rich people and poor people are almost the same, and they will be taken away. The only difference may be a matter of sooner or later. Because at present, as far as this world is concerned, there is no special medicine for cancer that can eliminate cancer cells in the body. Most special medicines only have the function of inhibiting the growth of cancer cells. Once it is confirmed, the special medicine of Lin Yang Umbrella Company can eliminate cancer cells. Then, patients with leukemia, lymphoma, and multiple myeloma will have a chance to regain their lives. Therefore, the outside world is also paying attention to this experiment. On the other side of the ocean, at the ICS magazine, Editor-in-Chief Richard Horton is browsing a paper on the website. The name of this paper is Methods for Treating Blood System Cancers. At first, Richard Horton's expression was a little dull, and he even didn't care. But as time went on, Richard Horton was fascinated by it. Finally, he couldn't help but exclaimed, "Holy crab! Use the method of in vitro amplification of T cells and then inject them into the patient's body to kill cancer cells? This is definitely the most influential medical article of this century. The author of this paper will become the most outstanding scientist of this century. Let me see, who is this lucky guy? Walter?" When the excited Richard Horton saw the author of the paper, he was stunned, because the author's name was a foreigner.
Yang Lin?
Wardfa. It's actually the academic achievement of a person from the first-class state? Richard Horton's expression became a little incredible. Just a second ago, he thought of scientists from several countries, such as their United States, Britain, Bear Country, and French Chicken Country. But he never expected a scientist who can write such a scientific research paper is actually from that backward first-class state? After a few seconds of stunned, Richard Horton smiled bitterly. It should be the Foot Basin Chicken Country. He subconsciously regarded Lin Yang as a Foot Basin Chicken Country. After all, In the field of medicine in the first-class state, the foot basin chicken is the well-deserved number one. So, which university is he from, and who is the tutor? Richard Horton's mind began to think of the foot basin chicken country, those top universities and doctoral supervisors in the medical field. But then, when he saw the signature of the paper clearly, he was completely stunned. Because it is indicated in the brackets after the signature Yonglin. Xinjiang Country. Elon City Medical University. You know, there are too many people with the same name in the world's 6 billion people. So international top journals like them will require authors to mark their nationality and location, as well as their school and mentor. In this way, scientists with the same name are distinguished. So, when Richard Horton saw more detailed annotations, he was really dumbfounded. The person who can write a scientific research paper that shocked the world is actually from Xinjiang Country, and there is no mentor? A master's degree holder from Zhonghai Medical University can write such a paper? The most important thing is, he still thinks that this paper is highly feasible? A Xinjiang countryman solved the medical problem of cancer that has plagued human history for thousands of years? Oh my God, is Xinjiang Country going to rise? And such a scene is not only happening in the ICS magazine. The same thing happened in The Lancet, SPG, World Medicine, and other international authoritative medical journals. Moreover, these international authoritative journals are ready to publish Lin Yang's paper. It's the front page headline position. That's right. It's the front page, the headline. At the same time, some foreign media also learned about this paper that will shock the world through various channels. So, they only want to do one thing now. That is to find the author of this paper. They want to know how sacred this person named Lin Yang from the blue city of the Star Country is. 9. The umbrella is a pharmaceutical company, not a charity. 3. Please collect flowers. Let's talk about China. Umbrella company. In the laboratory of the pharmaceutical factory. At this time, Lin Yang and others are ready to conduct experiments. What we are going to do today is the T-cell expansion experiment. Lin Yang didn't say too much nonsense. Everyone is an insider. Everyone knows that the human body has immune T-cells. This kind of cell is an important means for the human body to resist the original body. It is also the most important barrier to human health. The strength of immune T-cells determines the development speed of tumor cancer. Because immune T-cells have the function of destroying cells infected by the original body. Why do most cancer patients occur in middle-aged and elderly people? And some people get cancer suddenly? Because after the human body enters the middle-aged and elderly state, these immune cells will age. The most important thing is that various types of cells in the human body have fission times. When immune T-cells age and cannot fission again, the human body's resistance will continue to decline. When the human body's resistance decreases, the original body cells in the body cannot be suppressed and will rapidly proliferate. This is the reason for sudden and acute cancer. The technology of exponentially multiplying T-cells in vitro is very immature in medicine. Therefore, it is extremely difficult to get T-cells to a certain dose. At this moment, everyone's eyes are focused on Lin Yang. Lin Yang took out a tube of reagent. Seeing this opportunity, a technician's pupil shrank slightly. Ruan's progenitor? Lin Yang nodded expressionlessly. Yes. Ruan's progenitor is an important means of amplifying T-cells. Ruan's progenitor is not a progenitor strictly speaking. This is a type of infectious factor that does not contain nucleic acid and is only composed of protein. You know gigantism and acromegaly, right? It is because of excessive growth hormone and the existence of invisible Ruan's progenitor. Therefore, it causes the accelerated division of cells in the body and the rapid growth rate. While speaking, Lin Yang's hands did not stop moving. Under his operation, T-cells began to fission. 1 became 2. 2 became 4. 4 became 8. In just a few seconds, a T-cell actually split into hundreds of cells. However, this is far from enough. At present, some technical means can also force cells to fission. Moreover, even for ordinary mild cancer patients, at least hundreds of millions of T-cells must be cultivated to kill the cancer cells in their bodies. So, this is a very long process. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. In the laboratory, everyone's expression gradually became shocked. Because under Lin Yang's experiment, from the initial T cell, it was cultivated into tens of millions of T cells. Everyone is a professional. Everyone knows very well what this means. T cells are an important means to eliminate cancer cells. However, due to human aging and pathological reasons, the growth and fission speed of T cells in normal human bodies cannot match the growth speed of cancer cells. Because of this, some special drugs that inhibit the growth of cancer cells have appeared on the market. But once the growth rate of T cells is greater than the growth rate of cancer cells, or the total amount of T cells in the patient's body completely exceeds the total amount of cancer cells, then this means T cells can completely eliminate cancer cells in cancer patients. In other words, when Lin Yang can accelerate the T cells and cultivate them exponentially, this cancer-specific drug has been successful. At this time, Lin Yang has completely cultivated T cells to hundreds of millions. He looked at everyone and said with a smile, "I declare that this experiment is successful." In an instant, the big guys on the field were all excited. Successful. T-cell multiple expansion. Cancer-specific drug is successful. This blood system cancer-specific drug has been successfully developed by Mr. Lin. From now on, all mankind will not be troubled by diseases such as leukemia. After witnessing a miracle, everyone in the laboratory looked extremely excited because they understood that the umbrella company was going to be famous. As employees of the umbrella company, they were also going to be famous. At this time, a technician suddenly said, "Mr. Lin, your method has successfully cultured immune T cells exponentially in vitro. Then is there a possibility? Can we also culture immune T cells exponentially in the patient's body? In this way, can the human body be forever free from the troubles of blood system cancer?" Lin Yang looked at the technician with a little smile in his eyes. He remembered the other person's name, Li Ziming. Li Ziming is a talent in the field of biomedicine. He is also a very thoughtful person. But as soon as he finished speaking, he was immediately opposed by another old technician. The more immune T cells in the human body, the better. If there are too many, it will definitely cause an imbalance in the immune system and cause other accidents. Even immune T cells, excessive disinfecting of progenitor cells is not a good thing. At the end, the old technician looked at Lin Yang flatteringly. What's more, there is no such thing as a permanent solution in the medical field. The words of the old technician made the atmosphere on the field slightly stiff, because everyone knows what he meant. Let me put it bluntly. The umbrella is a pharmaceutical company, not a charity. As a company, it must make a profit. And the existence of pharmaceutical companies is because patients need to buy medicines. If there are no patients in this world, then there is no meaning for pharmaceutical companies to exist. 10. Prepare to recruit capable evil scientists. 4. At this moment, facing the words of the two people, Lin Yang waved his hand and said softly, "Let's not discuss these for the time being. Our primary goal is to produce this blood system cancer-specific drug, so the next step is human clinical trials. In the past 2 days, many patients have signed up to participate. The company's people are still screening. After the screening, we will hold another experimental meeting." Lin Yang's tone was final. So, everyone didn't say anything nonsense and responded in unison. "Yes, Mr. Lin." As the experiment ended, the news that Lin Yang successfully cultured immune T cells exponentially in vitro spread like wildfire. The company's employees instantly started working hard as if they had been injected with chicken blood. Because everyone knows that from this moment on, the umbrella company they are in will have a bright future. The umbrella company will go from a small pharmaceutical factory to the world stage and become a leading company in the world's pharmaceutical field. As for the creditors, they are all as happy as grandchildren. The specific drug has been successfully developed. Their money can be recovered. Similarly, the outside world. It also caused an uproar. The whole network was hotly discussed. Some well-informed media and public accounts began to set the pace. A pharmaceutical company in my country has successfully developed a special cancer drug. From this moment on, cancer will no longer take human lives. Umbrella Company announced that it has conquered blood system cancer. overtaking on a curve. After many years, this medical technology in my country has led the world for the first time. Good news for cancer patients has appeared. Unbelievable. The first special cancer drug was born in my country. Foreigners have to look at our face? Umbrella company, what is the origin? Accompanied by news headlines. Netizens were shocked. Is it true? Cancer medicine? Can it really eliminate cancer cells in the body? I don't believe it. I haven't heard of this umbrella company. Is it malicious marketing? With so much media publicity, it feels like it's true. Woo woo woo, my father's cancer is finally cured. What about the official? Won't the official give an explanation? Overnight, the name of the umbrella company has entered the hearts of the people across the country. At this time, Lin Yang was at the hive base, listening to the report of the Red Queen. Master, according to your requirements, I have selected 9 top scientific researchers who meet your expectations for you worldwide. With the blood system cancer medicine about to be released, Lin Yang's umbrella company will have a lot of funds. So now, Lin Yang is recruiting people. Recruiting scientific researchers who can work at the hive base. Originally, Lin Yang wanted to get some clones to help him. But when he learned that, in terms of current technical means and materials, to create a cloned human in adult state, the cost is $10 million. Lin Yang gave up temporarily. A cloned human needs nearly $100 million, which is not cost-effective, unless that person can bring Lin Yang a return of more than 10 times. So, Lin Yang plans to recruit scientific researchers normally for the time being and run the hive base. Once the hive base is in operation, then he can continuously improve the existing technology, continuously create revenue, and continuously enhance his influence. Thomas, former professor of medicine at Eugene. 5 years ago, he modified the genes of a baby. This operation caused the baby to be born with antibodies that naturally resist HIV. According to British law, his behavior constitutes illegal medical practice, and he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was just released last month. But because his behavior violated the human embryo gene editing activities for reproductive purposes, all scientific research activities were suspended. Cronet, leader of the cult of the net. He worships aliens very much and will announce to the BSS that cloning technology is the only way for humans to achieve immortality. He once organized a team and spent $2.8 million to clone the first clone chimpanzees. But because of the special state of the chimpanzees, 5 people died and more than a dozen were injured at the scene. This vicious incident caused Crownet's company to go bankrupt. After losing all his property, he fled to Hangzhou. Kim Se-hoon, a tutor at Waseda Haida University, specializes in human genetic engineering. 10 years ago, he pushed the Goguryeo authorities to start human-animal hybrid experiments. After another 3 years of experiments, the Goguryeo authorities announced a permanent ban on such experiments. The following year, Kim Se-hoon went to the Foot Basin country and announced that the experiment had achieved significant results. But for some reasons, the results are not convenient to be made public.